On today's episode of the Searching for Maximum Flavor podcast, we had a good laugh with Mario Ramil. Mario is widely known for his comedy and creating some of the funniest characters on social media, like the Cuban doctor and the nosy neighbor. But he's also a musician and headlines venues all over the U.S. Comedy, much like food, transcends the boundaries of a single dimension. And today, we push the envelope.
This feels like an eraser. This feels like I don't want to be squeezing it.
Join me in welcoming Mario Ramil to the show. Hi, Mario Ramil. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. We're about to embark on a very, very good time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm very hungry. I love what you're doing. I love what you do. And I'm excited to try your food.
Well, thank you. I love what you do.
Thank you.
You are hilarious. And I want to explore how you became this hilarious. What got you into the world of comedy? And what made you who you are?
Yeah. A rough upbringing.
Okay.
I was in the streets.
In the streets.
Yeah,
For
just
real?
avoid. No. Just, I don't know. Effortlessly.
Okay.
It's what I felt. Maybe I did the best without even knowing it. Like I was one of the kids that didn't make the kids laugh at school. I made the teachers laugh.
Okay.
And that came with benefits.
Okay.
So I figured there might be something here. You know what I'm saying? I was always kind of like the funny kid, and eventually I found out that, hey, people turn this into careers, like around high school.
Okay.
And I couldn't multiply.
Did you
So I said,
always live in Miami?
Born and raised in Hialeah, Florida.
Born and raised. Okay.
Yeah, that's
What
right.
was home life like?
Interesting. Mother raised me and my brother alone. Okay. Father, a raging alcoholic. That's where the comedy comes from. And you got to deal with it. And growing up was talking about food and things like that, like on the show. For us, I was talking about this with my girl the other day. For us, pizza was like a treat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was an event. That was a parade. When my mom ordered pizza, are you kidding me? We're not having fricassé. We're not having picadillo today. We're having
What's
pizza.
on your pizza when you're a kid?
Pepperoni. We kept the basic. We're not monsters. We didn't put pineapple or anything like that on it.
So pineapple doesn't belong on pizza
You
too.
tell me, Chef Adrianne.
It does for me.
It does?
It does.
Well, then I'm sorry.
No, but not for you. It's okay.
Is that okay? So then what doesn't belong on a pizza?
See, that's a loaded question because pizza is such a wonderful, it's a canvas.
Yeah.
And it's a savory, salty canvas. So anything that you put, especially something sweet or also savory, will either complement or contrast and therefore cause maximum flavor. Boom.
I like it. You did that.
Yeah.
Nutella pizza, you with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Nutella, but not Nutella with tomato sauce or anything. Just
chill.
Nutella. Yeah. I don't like anchovies.
Okay.
I could do without the fishy taste.
I agree.
But if they're great quality anchovies and we're talking about pizza in Italy, then different conversation.
I can't do that. No. I'm a basic. I'll do cheese, pepperoni.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get wild and do like an all meat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So like sausage, ham, pepper, all of it.
Let's get crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was an event.
Yeah.
Growing up. Yeah. So that's we grew up pretty poor. 1-bedroom apartment. Real tight. My brother and I. Dad wasn't around. Uncle was a father figure. Real goofy dude.
So goofy,
but you don't think he would be.
Okay.
6'5" bodybuilder.
6'5".
Funniest dude I know.
Okay. So you think you kind of acquired your comedy maybe from him genetically, maybe?
Maybe not the body for sure, but maybe the wit, maybe if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're still family life, home life. Did your mom support your comedy as soon as you started to develop, hey, I might want to do this professionally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who were your greatest supporters?
Who
Who provided affirmation for you?
myself, baby.
Yeah.
No, she, I will give credit to my mom. She always, and now looking back at it, she was always a big supporter of the arts.
Okay.
When we got around the table during dinner or whatever, when we talked about, wasn't so much about my grades or school, it was about, pero Charlie Chaplin, when he did this, this is why that was funny, and why Lucille Ball started the company with Desilu and did Desilu production, and this, now looking back at it, most of our conversation was based around entertainment and the arts and business and business in the arts.
Yeah.
And so she did it to herself. She would always say like, "Niño, estudia. La comedia no te va a dar nada." But yeah, I think she indirectly supported me or inspired me when I was a kid to pursue this,
Okay.
you know?
And I imagine that your career now has taken you to wonderful places.
Yeah.
What's been one of the most exciting places that your career has taken you to?
We did last Labor Day, I think it was. We did, which I've always wanted to do, international comedian, now they call me, Bimini.
Okay.
Bimini. And the reason why that one was so important to me was because I originally went there 5 years before with a good friend of mine, DJ Laz. He had booked a show there.
Yeah.
And I went and I kind of opened for him. And I remember being there in the hallways of the hotel and seeing his face on the poster with his fucking, you know, the pose he does
Yeah.
with the turntables. And I remember seeing that, and my name was small at the bottom of which for me was a
Big.
crazy achievement.
Of course.
I'm in international waters, and there's my name's on something, you know. But I did tell myself next time I come back, I didn't even know where Bimini was. I thought this show was in Europe or something. And I go, next time I come back, I want DJ Laz out of there, and I want my face on the poster. And 5 years later, last Labor Day, it was my weekend. Mario Ramil extravaganza.
Congratulations.
So that was a big one. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. That's a lot of grit. That's determination. Yeah. Give me one of your best moments on stage.
Best
you're performing,
moments on stage.
You're loving it. You're feeling the good vibes.
I've had really good strides where you're like you're on a roll, you're feeling it, you're connecting, the audience is engaged. And for me, it's such a high because the before, the backstage, the green room moments are so low for me. Yeah.
Describe low. What do you mean?
I will. I get in my head a lot.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm not funny. I think the show's I'm gonna bomb. Your mother was right.
No.
This is why your father left. I get really deep into it.
I mean, I think all of us that have a craft or an art that we rely on, that's not like math, it's not science, it's us performing in whatever form. For me, it's cooking. For you, it's comedy. Well, I know you're doing music now too as well and some acting, but there is a sense of insecurity. Yeah. You know, how do you overcome that? What do you tap into?
How do you overcome that? And I'd like to know your take on this too. But how do you know what I say, honestly? Perspective, right? I say, what was your great-great-grandfather's name? Do you remember his name?
Great?
Your great-great-grandfather's.
I don't know.
You don't remember. It's your fucking family member. You don't remember the name because it doesn't
I know
matter.
my great-grandfather.
Because it doesn't matter. Like people cared about him at the time.
Yeah.
And you think this shit's so important, but 100 years later, you barely remember anything.
That's true.
And so perspective like that constantly that I give myself, how things are ultimately inconsequential and things don't fucking matter. Like even the most important things go away. So why shouldn't the bad things?
Correct.
And I put myself in that perspective where I go, even if I bomb, this too shall pass.
That's
and
true.
even if it's good, don't hang on that too much, you know? And that kind of like motto, that kind of mind headspace is where I put myself before I go out. So that kind of like levels me out.
Bad or good, it's not permanent.
It's not permanent. None of this is permanent.
Right.
Okay, How do you do it?
I think a little bit of that perspective. Yeah. I don't take yourself too seriously. Like, and I don't even give it 100 years. I'm like, you know what? In 50 years, who's really going to care if you sent out a steak incorrectly? Really, is
or
it
there's
that?
a roach on a plate.
Yeah. I mean, like, who's really going to care at that point?
Right.
You know, I don't know. I think it's like just honing in on the positive side of stuff. Yeah. Remembering why you love it, because then I could get in my head and be like, why are you doing a podcast for? Who do you think you are? What are you doing? You know. Right. But at the end, we're all storytellers. We love sharing. We love what we do. So focus on that.
Do you read reviews?
Yes. That's how
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Do they like
not review me, but like comments and like Reddits and like threads and shit that your name pops up in?
I wake up every day and I read.
How would you do that?
Yeah, I know. Because
I guess you have to, right?
You have to, I think, stay in touch, but you have to, I think, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'll read Yelp reviews about the restaurants, and then I'll Google what's like the most Googled thing about you. Oh no, That's crazy.
You do it when you wake up at least.
Yeah.
See, I've done it when I'm about to go to sleep.
How do you sleep then?
I don't. I just panic and I go, "You're right. You suck." You see people on Reddit, some 14-year-old thinks you're ass, you know?
No.
No. But yeah, I've tried to not do that so much.
Right. And okay, so now how did you get into mainstream performing though? Because there are so many comedians that are trying to make it, that are trying to get to Bimini, that are trying to open for DJ Laz. But you had to have something special happen, some lightning strike that set you apart.
I think I was in a place where I kind of, the 8 Mile kind of thing, like it was now or never. It was kind of like I had just had a daughter, you know. I was working at the state attorney's office for years in a cubicle.
What did you do there?
I worked in the domestic violence unit in a department called MOVES, Mobile Operational Vehicles Emergency Services.
Okay.
And so we dealt with the first 48 hours of a domestic dispute.
Wow.
Fun stuff, right? And so I was in a cubicle and the walls were dark, and I did that by day, and then at night I'm out there telling, you know, fun dick jokes. Yeah. And like the duality of that was so like, it was like a Clark Kent Superman thing, you know? And then as I started getting popular, people would see me walk by the hallways of the state and they're like, "Isn't that the fucking guy that does?" But I'm like serious. I'm like
suited up and
like, yeah. I'm like real serious. But just living that kind of life that I never thought I would, you know, be actively living and waking up and, you know, kind of an hour, everything's an hour here in Miami. So an hour drive to work and you're stuck in traffic and you get at the state and you got to find we had to pay for parking. Yeah. And it was just all this, then you're there and the highlight of your day is to go to the cafeteria with 19 other people at 3 to get coffee. And everyone's talking the same like, how did we end up here? Yeah. And so I was like, dude, is this going to be
your life?
30 years in this thing? And then you retire? And one of the last moments really that did it for me was getting a pin on my desk for doing 5 years. Getting to 5 years. Yeah. And there's this pin like, hey, thanks for not quitting 5 years of your life. And I'm like, damn.
You know, they say like the first 10 years of our life, first 20 years of our life, we're preparing ourselves to work for a solid block of years, like the majority of our life. And then the very last portion of our life, it's like, okay, now you can enjoy.
If you don't die of a heart attack.
Right. If you don't die before, here you go. Well, you can barely walk anymore or whatever.
See perspective. That's what I would constantly, and I had bosses and no one seemed happy. Yeah. And I just said, dude, what do I have to lose? I was making $24,000 a year, paid once a month. It's not a good commercial for the state, by the way, but great benefits. It was an eye opener for me. And I was in my early 20s. You know, I just had a kid. I was going to this job I didn't like. I was living this kind of like older life I wasn't enjoying. And I told myself, I mean, what do you got to lose? Go and sign up for some open mics and see what
So open
happens.
Mic nights, you then had the courage to step up and put yourself out there?
It wasn't even courage. I just had to like...
do something.
I just had to do it.
Yeah. Rage.
I had to. Yeah, it was rage. It was this like youthful, like I should be doing more. I know I'm meant for more. Yeah. And I wanted to also give my daughter, like, you know, you always think like when you have kids and here it is. Yeah. Like what example am I?
Legacy.
Right. Yeah. If I just like, hey, follow your dreams, kid. But I never did. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't have that story. I never thought I was going to have that story.
So you said that you felt like you were meant for more. Yeah. So now we did comedy. Now you're into music. Yeah. How did we segue into that?
Music started first.
Okay.
I started dabbling like in music production. So my brother gave me this CD that he popped in this old like 96 Windows 96 computer. And it was like Music Maker 99 or something. And it was like and I would take it to school on like a floppy and would pop it in. My friends like, oh, and I just loved that response, you know, to something I made. Yeah. And then when you started burning CDs, this is dating yourself, right? But when you could burn CDs and I would make these little tracks, and my friends would pop them in their car and they'll hear that.
Mhm.
They'd be like, this guy's Timberland. This is crazy. Like, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got my ways.
Yeah.
It was like me till 3 a.m. My mom like, cállate ya con la música. Like, shut up. It's going to be my life. And that started. Then I wanted to play guitar, and I self-taught myself how to play guitar. And I've always loved drums, and I learned how to play drums. And
So you play guitar and drums?
And drums, yeah.
Okay.
And I started dabbling in the keyboard. And so
What's the genre of music that you're playing now?
now I'm really into dance,
Okay.
like electronica,
Okay.
EDM they call it.
Mhm.
But I produce mostly dance tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And now acting, because now you've segued into acting.
So now I've got into acting. Also, was right around the time of comedy, but for some reason, no one took this face very serious. So yeah, I try to get into acting. But it's one of those things. I'm sure in the culinary world as well. It's like who you know, who might know you,
Right.
what connections you have. I was like, I got to figure out a way in. I don't have I don't have anybody in there.
Yeah, it's your
Yeah.
own grind, your
Right.
own talent,
Right.
on your own laurels.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
Okay.
but with movies, it's always I've loved movies since I was a kid.
What's
And
your favorite movie?
Back to the Future has to be
Oh,
one
Marty.
Marty.
Yeah.
21 what is 1.21 gigawatts. I love that.
Yes.
Movie. It's one of those movies that even if it's on like randomly or whatever, I'll stop and I'll watch.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love. Do you remember the scene where they make the pizzas in Marty's house?
Of course you remember that.
Ah,
Of course
I
you
used
remember
to be like, I wish I could make a pizza in my
Ding, ding,
house.
and then
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Feel good movie, no matter what.
Feel good movie, holds up.
Mhm.
It's not like one of those 80 movies you see now and you're
Yeah.
like, that's a little corny.
Yeah.
Holds up.
Yeah.
Cast was great.
Yeah.
Storyline amazing. Writing was amazing. The pizza scene.
Speaking of Back to the Future,
Mhm.
give me the biggest adventure of your life so far.
So far, I think it's been raising my daughter. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
raising
What's your
a-
daughter's name?
Kylie. Well, I have 2 now. I have
Okay.
a 6-week-old.
Congratulations.
Fresh, right out the lot. Thank you.
Right at the line.
And I have an almost 10-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the gap there is.
Fun. It's
yeah,
fun. Yeah.
You have kids?
Nope, not
No
yet.
kids, no
but
kids. Yeah.
wow.
Don't do that.
No.
But
don't do
no,
that.
I don't know. It's up to you. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's been the roller coaster. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite part of raising daughters?
Learning another part of yourself and feeling that no matter how much of a mess up you've been or have moments that you're not proud of, when you walk in through the door, the love is it's blind. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
None of that shit matters. You're my dad,
Yeah.
you know? And so that's been the biggest.
The
Seeing
biggest
that from her. Yeah, like doesn't matter what happens or what I've done. I felt that from her. And I continue to feel that, and I want to do good by her, and her telling me before I have shows, like, go get them, she'll tell me like, you could use one of my jokes.
Yeah.
Like, your jokes suck. I'm not going to use one of your jokes, but I'm kidding. I'll never
No.
say that. But she's hilarious. She's funny as hell.
So she's naturally funny?
Naturally funny. I know every
Takes after her
father
dad.
says things like that, but thank you. But she's just so funny, dude, and charismatic, and she gets it. She'll have conversation with adults, and they'll turn around and be like, "She just had a full blown conversation with me." That's,
Yeah.
she's great. She's a great kid. I
Have
don't
you
know about the
taken her
little one.
have you taken her anywhere cool?
We try to do a road trip every year.
Yeah.
So last trip we did was to the Smoky Mountains.
Nice.
So she was freaking out.
Is she a foodie?
Is she a foodie? If you consider mac and cheese
Could be.
and
I
chicken
mean,
nuggets foodie,
are you making her your famous ramen?
I have though.
You have?
I bought the hard ones, the
Yeah.
the ones in a little package.
Yeah.
And I've YouTubed all these dishes and stuff. I have tried, but no masala bien. No,
Well, are you ready to go on a little foodie adventure with me?
absolutely.
You're gonna get blindfolded,
Let's do it.
and I'm not making ramen noodles for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
I'm absolutely ready. Yes.
So we're going to suppress the sense of sight in order to heighten all the other senses. So we're going to work with the sense of touch first. So you're going to place your hands right before you onto the table gently, just like that. You're going to inch your way forward until you touch a plate that's about 3 to 4 inches away from you. So until you hit the plate, that right hand, there you go. One guides the other for the sense of place. Now you're going to use your fingertips to start touching what's in the center of the plate.
What's in the center?
Yep. Until you start to touch ingredients. Use both hands. Yep. Touch any familiar textures. Anything's familiar there. And you're going to now smell it. Smell any familiar aromas. What are you feeling? What are you smelling? Describe to me what it is.
Like my ex. It's not fish, is it?
No.
All right, okay. It smells meaty. I don't know. It smells almost like pork choppy.
Okay.
Is that?
Yeah. Okay.
And then it feels there's some like it's like some mush here, like some fat maybe.
Uh-huh.
And then I feel like this might look brown.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It might look brown. Okay.
Yeah. And then it feels spongy.
Okay. All right. So the last thing we're going to do is taste it.
Okay. All right. So the fat's over here.
And there's different ingredients on the dish. So make sure.
Different. Okay.
Yeah. The whole thing.
Eat the whole thing?
Yeah. Now chew. What are you tasting?
Some spice.
Okay. Spice hits you first? Okay.
Spice hit me first. It's chewy. It's a little tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like bite like it's gonna be a snake or something.
Have you eaten snake before?
No, I've eaten alligator bites. I don't know if that counts. It's meaty. It was squishy, a little tough. Tastes almost like I had rabbit once. Tastes a little bit like
Tastes
rabbit.
like rabbit? Okay. All right. So there's another set of ingredients that are on the plate. So use your right hand to kind of feel your way into the plate, there we go. There's other things, loose ingredients.
Loose?
Yeah, you'll see. You're right around them. Exactly.
Here?
Yep.
Okay.
Familiar texture?
Well, the size of it feels sort of like a piece of corn or something.
Okay. All right. Smell.
Smell it.
And then taste it.
What does that smell? It's like aioli. Is that what it is?
Okay.
It's like a.
We'll let you know what you're having in a second.
Aioli kind of thing going on here.
Now try it. Yeah, that's the final step.
I should have washed my hands before.
What are you trying? What are you tasting?
Dude, I suck at this tasting thing. Again, there's spice. Oh, there's like you know what? Oh, okay. You know what this might be?
What?
It might be like a Chinese dish.
Okay.
Because I think I tasted. Is it green onions?
Green onion. Okay.
Is it green onions? That's the
I'll let you know in a second. So you're tasting a Chinese dish. You're tasting green onions.
I'm tasting
some pork with some fat, maybe some rabbit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then it's gonna be like eyeballs or something.
Nah.
Okay.
It's chewy. Okay.
Yeah, that was like almost like carrot.
Yeah.
There's some sweetness to it.
Okay.
Not bad. Whatever it is.
Okay.
Not
So
bad.
on your right hand, about 2 inches downward, you're going to find a napkin. Go forward, just there. You're going to touch a napkin. There we go. You can use the napkin. And then after, you're going to remove the mask. Just for your fingers and stuff. Okay. Mask off.
I'm excited. Huh. Corn. Ah, okay.
It's
I
corn.
wasn't too far off.
It's jicama.
Jicama.
Yes.
What is that?
It's very similar to a radish. Doesn't have really a distinct flavor profile.
Oh my God, I'm looking at. Oh shit. What was that? Was that octopus?
Octopus.
That's my first time eating octopus.
I figured that's why it meant a lot to me that you were having this. Because you said you would not. It's not a shellfish.
Take all your restaurants.
Not a shellfish.
I know. Okay. That wasn't. That's what I was.
Yeah, but you were spot on when you started to describe the fattiness around a pork,
Yeah.
like a pork loin or something like that.
Yes.
Very similar. It was chewy, kind of similar to rabbit. You weren't too far off.
Really?
I mean, you threw me a curveball with snake because I've never eaten snake. But
You
like,
asked me. I thought I was weird. The weird one.
yeah,
I'm like, should I be
snake?
eating snake?
No.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what. Maybe that's what I felt. That maybe had that texture.
And you did. You. It's funny that you smelled an aioli. Yes, there's a sweet chili aioli there.
See?
Yeah.
I own some restaurants. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good. Oh, the onions. It was actually not that bad.
It wasn't as bad.
Not.
Do you have to fear octopus for the rest of your life now?
No.
Okay.
No. This was a life lesson.
Are you ready for round 2?
You know what? I'm even gonna have another little just of the corn. There.
There.
I might even get crazy. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
It's interesting. How do you prepare this?
It's seared to give a nice little crust, a little spice mix, and you finish it in the oven. But if you're cooking like really from scratch, you have to boil it for a long time to tenderize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. It's the first time I've had that, by the way. So
Okay.
thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You ready for round 2?
Thank you. I'm ready for round 2. Yes.
All right. So for round 2, I wanted to lean into here of a memory that you shared with what are you're trying to see with binoculars?
I'm trying to get a better look.
I wanted to lean into a memory that you shared with us about your mom making meatballs
Yes.
with rice, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you like about meatballs specifically?
Albondigas.
Yeah.
She would call them. They're just a comfort food. She didn't make them too often,
Uh-huh.
but when she did, she murdered them.
Really?
She put some onions in them, and it was a little bit of salsa, and it was just, and then the rice complemented it so well. Usually it's spaghetti or something, but she
Mhm.
would throw some rice on it, and I just remember loving her albondigas con arroz.
Okay. So this round,
Mm.
you're going to place your hands right before you, just like the last one. And you are going to inch your way towards the vessel, towards the plate. Yep, you got it. All right. Now you're going to go into the plate, about 2 to 3 inches inward. And I need you to start touching.
Okay.
All right. Smell it.
It's gonna be like
Careful.
bull balls.
Hmm.
Okay. This has an Italian smell
Okay.
already.
Okay. Now,
Albondiga feel.
place it back down. Now you're going to touch your way until you find a different texture. There's different. Yeah. Feel. Huh? Touch.
Oh, she's cooking with octopus.
That's my
No.
specialty, octopus.
That's your specialty?
How did you know? Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. Am I grabbing something here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
What does it feel like? Describe it to me.
This feels like a this feels like an eraser. This feels like I don't want to be squeezing it. I don't. This feels funny.
Okay, so place it down.
Squishy.
Okay. So now you're going to grab with your right hand something. No, in the plate, right back where you were. Yes. And you're going to taste it.
Okay.
What are you tasting? What are you feeling?
Now, this one's a little more familiar to me.
Okay.
This feels more like what I would consider an albóndiga
Okay.
meatball.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was some skin or something that just went in my mouth. I don't know.
Skin?
I don't know what that was.
From what?
I don't know. There's some little like kind of. Let me see. It was just a piece of the sauce or something. What's this?
No, I can't answer your questions. You you have to try to figure out what it is.
This feels familiar. It feels like a meatball or something.
Are you tasting savory? Are you tasting spice, sweet? What are the profiles that you're tasting here?
Meaty, saucy.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a like a red sauce kind of feel to kind of taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
That
And the meatiness of it. Would you say it's a red meat? Is it a white meat? Is it a
It tastes like a dark meat.
Okay. Now, with your left hand, you're going to go inch your way down to the one that you said was like that spongy like texture. You're going to find one of those.
Yes.
Yep. There you go. Now you're going to smell that. Does it smell the same?
Does it smell the same?
Yeah. And then taste it.
Oh, God.
The tiniest bite.
That was a little baby bite. That's a little cute bite. Little ratatouille bite, we call it in the industry. I taste cheesy.
Cheesy? Okay.
Winey, almost like a wine's in it somewhere. It tastes like a white sauce or something.
Okay.
Like a lighter sauce, not too heavy. And there's definitely like some cheese or something.
Okay. So if that's your final take, you're gonna use the napkin that's right under your right hand. Okay, and then you're gonna remove your mask, and we're gonna talk about it.
God, it's octopus ravioli.
Yeah. How did you know?
Because I can smell. I got a good sniffer. Let me see. Okay. This one seemed a little more familiar to me.
Okay.
But let's see. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna give you a wet paper as well, so that you can wipe your fingers. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, what do you think this is?
For me, for my uncultured palate, it looks like meatballs and some sauce and some cheese.
Okay, so what you're having is a fully vegetarian meatball, no meat at all.
Really?
With tofu.
That's tofu.
And tofu and marinara.
Really?
Yes. So we use familiar flavors and textures, but a completely different ingredient. Zero meat.
What makes it taste meaty?
Your memory of associating texture and some of the aromas, and you equate that to be meaty, but no, there is absolutely no meat.
Really?
Yep.
And it even looks all ripped up like that, like meat?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Soybean. Tofu.
Soybean. And
then as soon as you see it, it essentially becomes very comforting because you're like, yeah, meatballs and maybe mozzarella cheese or cubed up mozzarella, right? Yeah.
Very interesting.
Would this be something that you'd be willing to try again?
Yeah.
A vegetarian option?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You were like, so meaty.
Yeah, which is now, silly, but you fooled me.
Yep. I gave you octopus and I gave you tofu.
Tofu and vegetarian meatballs. This was good.
What did you think of dark dining? Being blindfolded, what was the experience like for you?
Oh, I love it. I think it's a great idea. It's a cool concept, especially for people like me that don't really kind of venture too far out.
Would you do this with your daughter?
100%.
Maybe to teach her to eat some things?
Yes.
I think it's a great concept to have kids do this because they might be like, okay, this is not so, they don't have to be so apprehensive towards food.
I will say she does. I mean, she always goes back to the same kind of thing, but she does try things.
Yeah.
So she'll try things and then she'll immediately spit it out if she doesn't like it. But yeah, definitely bring her to something like this. This was fun.
So I want to get to know you more. I want people to get to know you more because, again, comedian, actor, musician, and now vegetarian meatball eater
That's what I do.
who tried octopus. Can I ask you some questions? Can we do some would you rathers?
Absolutely.
All right. Would you rather A, save 5 people at the expense of 1 family member, or B, 1 family member at the expense of 5 people?
You would have to say which family member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's important to know. If it's like my brother,
Who's right there?
he stays in the burning house. No. 1 family member to save 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Between your daughter talk and this and yourself. Would you rather A, have bad luck in the kitchen or bad luck in the bedroom?
Have them in both places. I'd rather have bad luck. Well, I don't know, because sometimes the kitchen gets you in the bedroom.
Right. So
And then if you're lacking the bedroom, you can make it up in the kitchen.
So what came first?
Usually me. I'm just kidding. All right. We gotta. Okay, let's get serious here, please. Probably bad luck in the kitchen, because you could always go out to Chef Adrianne restaurant and make up for it.
Shameless plug. Thank you.
I do this. All right.
Would you rather discover your neighborhood has a telescope pointed at your bedroom, or they like to sunbathe nude?
Or that my neighbor likes to sunbathe nude?
Yes.
Having kids, both scenarios are weird to me. I'd rather have them sunbathe nude. So I could always not just look that way, you know?
True. Would you rather wipe with sandpaper or no toilet paper at all?
These are important questions.
Yeah. Sandpaper or no toilet paper at all?
I think you could I think you could run the sandpaper down and then wipe your ass.
Creative.
Yeah.
Think outside the box.
Yeah.
There you go. Would you rather get a misinterpreted foreign symbol tattoo or get a tattoo of your ex's name?
Oh my God, dude. What was her name? Probably the foreign tattoo, and just never visit that country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Would you rather get a heavy nipple piercing?
Where are you getting these questions from? I love them. Go ahead. Keep them going.
Would you rather get a heavy nipple piercing or
what's a heavy? Like it dangles?
Yeah,
like
because it's heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a heavy lip piercing.
My God. My titty's way as it is. Now I got more weight on it. I would go with the nipple one, because then that interferes with eating delicious vegan meatballs.
Yes. Would you rather use only your mouth to open doors or flush public toilets?
Dude, my mouth to open doors or flush public toilets. Well, that's kind of how I flush public toilets as it is.
Oh,
I don't
figured.
like dirty my hands. Yeah. Open doors for sure. Yeah.
You know, that's probably the doors are probably dirtier than the toilets.
But not than me.
No. Would you rather sit on a cactus or eat a handful of sand?
I'm eating the sand.
Okay.
I'm eating the sand.
Okay.
That's a wild question.
Yeah, but you're eating the sand for
Who
sure.
picks to sit on a cactus?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah. I can't give any names, but you'd be surprised.
Are they in this room?
Would you rather get your marriage proposal publicly rejected or find out you were catfished?
Oof.
Mm.
Catfished. We all at one point or another get catfished. I think publicly getting the no, I think that scars you a lot.
Yeah, it hurts
deeper.
for longer.
Yeah.
Would you rather let your dog pee on you or let your partner pee on you?
Okay.
It's loaded, right? Go.
I've had both.
Uh-huh.
Perfectly okay with it.
With either one?
Pee away.
Pee away.
Pee away.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mario, it has been such a blast. such a blast to have you here. Thank you for sharing this time with me.
You.
For all of us that want to laugh, enjoy your career, what's to come, where are we following you? Where can we find you?
Yeah. Well, Mario Ramil comedy on mostly all social medias.
Yes.
And then for updates on shows and different events, MarioRamil.com.
Yeah, MarioRamil.com.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had some fun.
This was great.
It was
congratulations on a really cool show.
Thank you.
And all the success you've had.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.